helmets successfully, get your signed helmet and a quick photo with the coach. So maybe take a minute each to just give us an overview, since the games are not crazy far away. And we'll start at this end, Coach Baker. Just how do you, and in your case with Coach Harrell, how do you summarize those key elements that are going to be the difference in your eyes between getting where you want to go or falling short of that?
Yeah, so really excited. Obviously, Coach Harrell going into his first full year as a head football coach at East Carolina, and just, you know, from the second he took over last year, you could tell a difference in our team, just the way they played, the way they carried themselves, and so it's been awesome for the last 7-8 months to watch him, you know, really put his fingerprints on our program. Going into our season, really excited, obviously, going into year 2 of our offensive system, being able to retain some key players like Caden, like some of our receivers, but also, you know, adding some pieces. You know, defensively brought in Josh Aldridge, who comes to us from Auburn as our defense coordinator. So really excited about both sides of the ball. You know, we got a challenging schedule. You know, obviously opening up here in Raleigh versus NC State, go on the road to Coastal Carolina, and then have BYU, who will probably be a top 10 team, coming to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium in Greenville. And then opening conference play, you know, really appreciate the American Conference. They give us BYU on a Saturday and then turn around and play Army, the defending conference champs, on a Thursday night. So that'll be awesome. Glad I'm not a defensive coach that week. And then turn around after a bye week and play Tulane. So you pair our non-conference schedule with you know, with opening with the 2 teams that played in our conference championship a year ago. It presents a big task and a challenge for us, but we're excited. You know, we got a young team, but a talented team, and it's just like anybody else in the country. How fast can you add your new guys to the mix? How fast can you gel that team and get going in the right direction? So it's a challenge, but we're excited for it.
Coach Oliver.
Can you please repeat the
Yeah,
question?
how do you summarize just the key elements that you believe, looking at your team right now, will likely make the difference between getting where you want to go and falling short of that?
Good question.
Yeah.
Our motto is culture over scheme, and it's about how you walk, how you talk, how you move, what type of teammate you are. That's more important than the scheme, where we run inside zone, outside zone, throw free step, throw the ball down the field. So continuity is a big thing. Is a huge thing. We've got to be able to play for 60 minutes. And we had a really good season last year, had one bad half, and it cost the championship. Last year, great season, one bad quarter. So consistency, and it's all about the culture.
Coach Belichick.
Well, we have 70 new players on our team from last year's team, so a lot of new faces. We'll see how it all comes together. You know, excited to start the year against TCU on Labor Day. But we got a lot of work to do between now and then, and we'll just have to see how it all comes together. But just one day at a time, and just try to be better tomorrow than we were yesterday, and just grind it out and see where we're at.
Quick reminder, the new rules allow for 105 players on a football roster. That's brand new this year. So if you have 70 new players, as Coach Belichick just said, that's literally 2/3 of your roster, which is pretty high percentage historically. Coach Diaz.
I was told there'd be no math here today.
I did it for you.
I've coached the Big Ten and the SEC, and to me, what separates the SEC from those leagues are, when I was at Penn State, there were 3 teams that were just miles better than everybody else we played against. Same thing, SEC, there's a sort of a group at the top that sort of dominated our league. The disparity in talent is so much less. Everybody's pretty much playing a very similar roster. All that to say, it comes down to close games. I think over half of our games last year were decided by a touchdown or less. So whether you end up at the top of the pack or the bottom of the pack, probably is going to come down to a couple drives during the course of the game. If you play 32 quarters in 8 games, 2 or 3 bad quarters might be the difference between whether you're playing in Charlotte in the year or going to Shreveport for a bowl game or not going to a bowl game at all. So you have to win the fine margins. You have to stay healthy, you have to protect the ball, and things that obviously everybody in here knows. But it's going to come down to a kick, a 4th down stop, a red zone score. That's just how this league is won and lost every year.
As we give Coach Doeren the last word, so to speak, a quick reminder, a couple of these guys have really hard 1 p.m. commitments. So when we wrap up, whoever got those winning helmets, come on up. Let's keep these guys' day rolling, because we want you to get that signed helmet and, of course, the quick photo. Coach Doran, same question to you as you get the last word.
Yeah, excited to get back on the grass with our players, and definitely a team and the staff. It has a lot to prove. You know, we look forward to competing with all the teams that we play and have a great schedule. You know, have some midweek games, which is always unique for the players, but you know, we get to play the usuals in the state, but then get to go to Notre Dame, go to Miami, Florida State at home. So, you know, it's a great schedule. We're looking forward to it. I think, you know, we returned some guys from last year's team. We felt like we left a lot of meat on the bone. I think Manny's right on. You know, we played 9 one-possession games a year ago, and we lost 5 in the last 60 seconds. So it was a team that, you know, was on the verge of something great, ended up with something average. And so, you know, to take the next step, we got to be better finishers. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We put ourselves in position to win a lot of football games, didn't get it done, and ultimately, you know, that's getting these kids to believe they can. And football is a huge confidence game. You know, it's a big, big thing for them. And so, look forward to kicking it off on Thursday night in Raleigh with a really good ECU football team. I know that'll be a festive atmosphere.
Thanks, Coach. Last piece of business here. Number one, collectively, we all thank you guys for taking a good shot. Thanks to our friends at Coca-Cola Consolidated for making this magic happen. Reminder to get up here quickly as soon as I give you next year's event date for those photos. The winner of the autographed football to my right is Riley Sheck. Riley, what do you think? As Jessica's, say it again? Creech? Oh boy. I'm an attorney. I'm very nervous about this. Is it Riley? 5563, the end of your phone number. Can you prove that? I'm just kidding. Congratulations. That's a really, really cool football. This event next year, Friday, July 24th, 2026. Our final thanks is to you as we cue the house music and we get you guys up here for photos. Thanks again to you, but thanks again to y'all for being here and making this magic happen at the Pigskin Preview.